Hi, and thank you for stopping by to learn a little bit more about the Project Manager Mini Bootcamp. And I'm Catherine Moody, and the reason I'm doing this is, first of all, to help project managers understand how to do a job search leveraging their unique skill set. It's also because this is a hard time for all of us, and if I can help you get the tools you need to end your job search with a great new job, I would be delighted to do that. And lastly, my presentation that was scheduled for the Project Management Institute meeting career night in Boston obviously had to be canceled. So I thought, well, I've got all this material, I've got all these great handouts, I've got these new tools I want to share with people. What's the best way to do that? So mini boot camp came to mind, and all I'm asking is that you donate $10, which I will send to Feed the Children. And every $10, by the way, actually gets $70 worth of food for needy children and families in these really scary times. So we're going to talk about 2020 new rules, but we're also going to talk about the new rules and how to get a fabulous job in these tumultuous times and social distancing and all the new terms that we're learning. So I just want to tell you just a little bit about me quickly. Recruiting, you'll have to read that number for yourself because I can't bear to say it out loud. Working with job seekers as a consultant for 11 years. A lot has changed then. As I mentioned, I have spoken at several PMI career nights. Living currently in New Hampshire after living in Southern California for many years, and it is delightful to be home. And I used to say, even though it's 49 miles from there, Starbucks, and now that doesn't matter because we couldn't go to Starbucks even under the best of circumstances these days. So that's me. And so I want to talk about how you can leverage your project management skills. I've worked with many project managers as clients and helped them find fabulous new jobs, build a strategy to find fabulous new jobs. And one thing that has happened universally is that people with great skills that would help them accelerate their job search don't always understand how to use that skill set in job search. And I want to share that with you, among other things that we'll talk about, so that you can end your search fast with a fabulous result. And if you didn't know the old rules, that's okay, because it's almost like everything is brand new or starting all over again. So how do you know whether this will be useful to you? Well, if you're looking for a new job, I really hope you will join us. I think you will hear some things that you perhaps haven't heard before. If you're ready to start looking for a new job, if you can see that that would be best for you at this point, or if you just want to see what else is out there, we're going to get through this. And the economy, I don't know if it'll come roaring back, but it's certainly going to come back. And when it does, there are going to be a lot of opportunities, lots of changes. And so maybe now is the time to start just preparing and seeing what else is out there so that you are also positioned to see what's out there when you're ready to start seriously thinking about a new role. So what we're building is what I call the dream job delivery system. And what that means is that it is a way for you to create a strategy, a project plan that will get you a job that's really what you dream of and get it for you as quickly as possible. What I'm also going to show you are some of the strategies so that you can build this delivery system that actually will bring you opportunities, help you hear about opportunities for the rest of your career. You may never do a real formal, full-blown job search again, though you will probably change jobs multiple times in the future. Here's just a quick overview of the 5 essentials we're going to talk about. And there are these 5 essentials. And because this is a mini boot camp, I'm going to give you the pieces I think you need to start right away. But we're not going to spend a whole 2 days, which is the full boot camp, going into these and having you do them while we're on the line. But you are going to get handouts so that you can manage to create these 5 essential elements and know how to use them to your advantage. The first is brand, and that probably isn't really the term we should use anymore because brand comes with so much baggage and I find so much misunderstanding. So really what it is an answer to what do you do and why should we hire you? And that might seem inconsequential, but I'm going to tell you why the answer to those two questions is so critical. And today, in the world where so much is going to be done virtually, so many decisions are going to be made about you as a candidate, perhaps long before anybody ever avoids shaking hands, but at least you'll be in the same room, maybe even 6 feet apart, who knows. But you really need a way to stand out in the world today for many reasons. And so when you have answers to these, it captures people's attention and engages them in wanting to talk to you further. And then the resume. What are the 4 R's you must have in order to get invited to interviews? That's the sole purpose of your resume. LinkedIn, how do you get a pop to the top? I'm going to tell you what the 5 essentials are. There are 5 things that are critical there. Some things that you can do that go beyond the 5 that really knock people's socks off and get them to want to read more. And by the way, you can do this. It's a really good exercise for you to do it. You don't have to get somebody else to do it for you, and you certainly don't have to pay somebody $700, $1,500. I saw somebody advertising $3,000 for job seekers to get their LinkedIn profile done. I don't think that's necessary. And then network. And this is something that I've been teaching for quite some time because I'm an introverted, ex-reluctant networker, and never really did well at big networking meetings, usually actually hung out in the ladies' room until I felt that I'd been there long enough and I could leave. So I created a whole system to network from the couch. Actually, I say whole system, but it's really a very simple system. And I want to share that with you because this is really the key. And this is the thing that most of us, don't like to do, don't know how to do, think that, you shouldn't have to do it. Let me show you how to do it so you can start. You never even have to leave the couch, which is good because these days we can't do coffee meetings and big networking meetings. And then, of course, interviewing. And it's really important that you understand that interviewing isn't really about you. So I'm going to share with you the couple of key questions that most job seekers really don't prepare for very well. And yet they are 2 questions that can make or break your interview and whether you get invited to move forward and maybe even get the offer. And then lastly, of course, celebrate. Now, we may not get to celebrate together. We may not even be able to get as close as these people are, but there will be celebration when you put all of these things together and find your dream job. So I would love to have you join me. It's going to be more fun than you might think. We're going to talk about mistakes to avoid and what's working today, actionable steps that you can use immediately, how to find a dream job even in these times, key strategies to stand out or fade out. This is really critical. There's going to be a lot of competition out there, a lot of things moving fast. How do you stand out, get remembered, be positioned as the one they must have? And I'm so excited to share some new artificial intelligence tools I have discovered that really make you stand out, make you the irresistible candidate. I'm going to give you handouts with specific direction and help you build the momentum to keep this going. So please join us. I'm looking forward to getting to know you and seeing you in the boot camp. Take care, be well, and be safe.